Anatomy and physiology of the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system consists of blood vessels, heart, and blood. Its main function is for the heart to pump blood through blood vessels to deliver oxygen and nutrients in the body and to pick up waste products. Blood vessels. The cardiovascular system consists of three types of blood vessels. Veins and venules. Returns blood from the capillaries to the heart. Venules drain blood from capillaries and then join to form veins. They have the same walls as arteries but less smooth muscle and connective tissue. The wall vein is thinner. Veins have valves that cause the blood to flow in one direction. They are found in the veins that carry blood against the force of gravity. Blood flows in the veins due to skeletal muscle contraction. If the valves become damaged, blood starts to pool in the veins, causing them to enlarge and become visible, called varicose veins. They can expand more at any given time. About 70% of the blood is in the veins. In this way, the veins function as a blood reservoir. Arteries and arterioles carry blood away from the heart to capillaries. Composed of three layers, the inner layer endothelium is a simple squamous epithelium with an underlying connective tissue basement membrane. The middle layer is a thick layer of smooth muscle that regulates blood pressure. The outer is connective tissue. Arterioles are small arteries. Blood flow is due to blood pressure caused by the pumping of the heart. Whether arterioles are constricted or dilated, this affects blood pressure. The greater the number of vessels dilated, the lower the blood pressure. Capillaries allow gas, nutrients, and waste exchange to take place with tissues. Capillaries join arterioles to venules. They are extremely narrow and have thin walls. Composed of a single layer of endothelium, capillaries form networks with large surface areas, present in almost all regions of the body. Homeostasis depends on capillary exchange, since they exchange substances between blood and tissue. Oxygen and nutrients diffuse out of capillaries and into the tissue fluid that surrounds cells. Wastes like CO2 diffuse in the capillaries, and the heart and other blood vessels are means by which blood is conducted to and from capillaries. While they serve cells through capillary exchange, only certain capillary beds are completely open at any given time. Capillary exchange. Exchange of materials between blood and intestinal fluid. Two forces control the movement of fluid through the capillary wall. Osmotic pressure, created by plasma proteins and salts, tends to pull water from the tissues into the capillary. Blood pressure tends to move water from blood into the tissue fluid. At the arterial end of the capillary, blood pressure is higher than the osmotic pressure. Midway along the capillary, forces are equal. Solutes diffuse according to their concentration gradient. Nutrients diffuse out of capillary and wasted into it. At the venous end of capillary, blood pressure is lower than osmotic. Water tends to move into the capillary. Almost the same amount of fluid that left the capillary is returned to it. Any excess tissue fluid is collected by the lymphatic capillaries and becomes lymph, which returns to the venous blood. The heart is a cone-shaped muscular organ responsible for pumping blood. Located in the thoracic cavity between lungs, the heart lies within the pericardium, a thick serous membrane that secretes a small amount of liquid for lubrication. Most of the heart is made of cardiac muscle called myocardium. Its muscle fibers are branched and tightly joined together. The inner surface of the heart is lined with endocardium membrane composed of connective tissue and a layer of simple squamous epithelium called endothelium. Internally, the heart is divided into right and left by the septum, and then divided into four chambers, two upper chambers called atria and two lower chambers called ventricles. It has four valves called atrioventricular. The right AV is called the tricuspid valve. It has three flaps. The left AV is called the bicuspid. It has two flaps. These valves are supported by the chordae strong fibrous strings that attach the ends of the valves to ventricles. The remaining valves are found between ventricles and their attached blood vessels. They are called semilunar valves. The pulmonary semilunar valve lies between the right ventricle and the pulmonary trunk. while the aortic semilunar valve lies between the left ventricle and the aorta. A heartbeat is called a cardiac cycle. It consists of the first two atria contracting simultaneously, followed by two ventricles contracting simultaneously, and then finally all of the chambers relax. The systole is the contraction of the heart muscle. Diastole is the relaxation of the heart muscle. The heart gives 70 beats per meter, or BPM, each lasting 0.85 seconds. When the atria contracts, the ventricles relax, and when the ventricles are contracting, the atria is relaxing. Heartbeat can be controlled by two mechanisms, intrinsic and extrinsic control. Intrinsic control initiates heartbeat, while intrinsic control modifies it.